Hey y'all, look, I thought that I was gonna be done for today and that y'all wouldn't see me no more until like late Friday night or Saturday morning for the Ready to Love first part of the reunion. But yeah, as y'all see by the title, Wendy has lost her mind. Um, so just in case y'all don't know and haven't heard about what happened, because I don't watch the Wendy Williams show, never really cared for it. Every now and again, I catch clips if there are people who happen to be on her show that I like, or if something controversial came from it, then I'll watch the clip. But I'm not watching her show. I don't go out of my way to watch her show. So, anyway, apparently, on Hot Topics or whatever segment this was supposed to be on, like yesterday or the day before yesterday, she brought up Tabitha Brown because it came across her desk somehow, the video that she posted. Now, I live for Tabitha Brown. And for those of y'all who watch The Shy, she's the one who plays Octavia, who is the woman who is the current caretaker of Keisha's baby. All right? Because I know some people might not have even known of her before this. I've been following her for some years now. But anyway, Tabitha Brown don't bother nobody. Tabitha Brown is a whole vibe and some more. Her husband is everything. Her children are everything. It's just like, what if you have a problem with Tabitha Brown? Something is wrong within. Something is going on with you for you to even try to come and say something sideways about her. Now, I know there might be one or two people who want to try to crucify me and say, well, everything that glitters ain't gold, everybody got their demons, whatever, whatever. I understand that. But let's just say, for all intents and purposes, especially for this video, we're going to go off of the facts. And the facts are, she posted a video the other day, which I saw in its entirety as soon as she uploaded it, because I'm subscribed to all of her channels. Donna's Recipe, her regular channel, all that stuff, whether it was on Facebook, Instagram, all of that. But I saw it first on Instagram, I think, when she uploaded it, because I got the notification. If I'm awake, I watch what she posts immediately. But anyway, when she posted that video, I was like, okay. So I'm looking at it, and she's basically talking about manifesting things and how she said a long time ago she wanted to do everything that has been happening to her. And one of those things, which was the thing that Wendy Williams had the audacity to bring up and try to somewhat drag Tabitha over, is the fact that she wanted to, within 5 years, have her husband be retired from the police force. I had no idea until she uploaded that video that her husband was literally going out here on the police force and had been a police officer for the LAPD for 15 years, up until he just retired the other day. Yeah, most of us didn't know that. So I was already looking like, wait a minute, because the only thing I ever heard her mention was that he was like a basketball coach and he was here for the children, and as far as basketball was concerned. So that's what I thought his job was. I already knew that she and her husband had been together and had nothing, and they grew up together doing a lot and not having a lot, and they had their back and forth, and they've been together. And when they decided to really be together, they were together in the trenches, didn't have nothing. And she had already been an actress like 20 years prior to now. 15 to 20 years prior to now, she was already an actress. And, things didn't go according to plan, but that is something that she always wanted. That was one of her dreams. And he has been backing her since day one. Like, okay, whatever you want to do, that's cool. But she straight up told him, okay, when he approached her and he found out there was a way to make some money, because when they moved to California, because they are not from the West Coast, they are both from the South, if I'm not mistaken. I know she's definitely from like the Carolinas, if I'm not mistaken. They moved, they had like $8,000 saved up, they moved, did what they had to do. They was living off of stuff. She ended up getting sick, and she actually ended up having a disability that she had been living off of, and that was like $400 and some a week. And a lot of people think that's a lot of money, but if you're living in California, it's really not. And she even explained that in that video. I didn't know she was getting all of it. I didn't know that was going on, but she had been using every form of income that she could get to come in. She was making certain things and selling them to people. Like, she was really trying to hustle and make it to her dream of acting and all this other stuff or whatever. And she just had this pact with her husband that she was just like, I want to retire you from this. Because he came to her one day after he'd met some dudes. Apparently there were some black police officers that he ran into that basically wanted to recruit him. And despite where we are from, which is the South, we ain't never really seen nobody that's like, all right, that makes me want to go out and be a police officer. But the way they was talking to him, it felt right to him. And he came home and told his wife about it and was like, look, because she said that when she first moved there, she was like working at Macy's or somewhere. She was working somewhere because she had to try to do what she could do. Wasn't making no money. Rent and everything is high out there. But anyway, he ended up finding that job and it was decent pay and they were getting by. But he just did not want her to sit up there and be the only one really out here working like that and having to be... They basically don't want the income to be shaky. He straight up told her, I don't want the income to be shaky. I know you're doing all of these random things or whatever, but I don't want the income to be shaky. It is not trying to say that he was a trash man or nothing like that and was just living off of her to begin with or nothing like that. It was just the fact that there were certain things he was looking for and stuff wasn't panning out. And it wasn't that great of a gig or whatever the situation might have been. But anyway, he ended up being a police officer for the last 15 years. And a part of what she had that was like on a vision board and what she wanted to manifest was that she would be able to retire her husband from the police force within 5 years. It ended up taking an additional 10 years, but it still happened. Everything else has been manifesting quite well for her that she has put on that vision board and all of that. And I'm just like, how do you find a problem with her saying to herself and saying to him, I love that you want to take care of our family, but I hate the fact that you have to go to work with a bulletproof vest on every day and hope that you come home. I couldn't imagine going through something like that. My ex wanted to be a police officer at one point in time, and like he was very serious about it and kept applying to get into the academy. And here it takes they only start doing it like during certain times of the year. And it's like at times I was kind of secretly like, man, I hope he don't get it because I don't want him to get killed on a random traffic stop. And they be doing the most around here. So in my mind, I was just like, oh no, like I could never imagine her having to go through that for 15 years. That's 15 years. And they have kids. So it's like, come on now. She already has been trying to, hope and pray that this stuff, pops off for her. And it's been slowly but surely happening for her. She has so much stuff going on. I don't know where she find the time to do it now. But the fact that Wendy Williams had the audacity to say, no. She played, it's funny because the heifer played the clip right. And the crowd, all of the people in the crowd clapped because they were like, oh my gosh, wow. And she was sitting there like, nope, this relationship is going to fail. I've already been in a situation like that before. Y'all see where I ended up. Okay, girl, we saw, if you didn't know the story before you saw the Wendy Williams little thing that they ended up having on the TV, Kevin was trash. Kevin was trash from the time she met him. So I'm like, what is we talking about? You're comparing apples and oranges, ma'am. You're comparing apples and oranges. I don't even understand why she decided to part her lips in Tabitha Brown's direction about this. And then on top of that, to add insult to injury, trying to compare it to her relationship. Girl, bye. Kevin was trash from the time you met him. He saw what you could bring to the table and he was using you. Chance is not using Tabitha. They've been married for 23 years. She done been with this man for 23 years. He lived for her. You could tell he lived for her. They live for their kid. It's like, why? It's like you mad. That's the only thing it could be, is that you mad that your situation didn't pan out like that. There are women who can be out here doing all this type of stuff and be the breadwinner. and their man ain't using them. He actually is still going to be bringing money into the house if he so chooses to. Like, that's the thing. Like, she is like, we good. We set. I got all these streams of income coming in. I don't want us to have to want for nothing. No more, never. Like, you done did all of this. You have put things on the line for me to go out to these. Because, you know, if you want to be an actor, you got to go out to all these auditions. And it's so much of a sacrifice. She been going on auditions for I don't know how long and trying to secure stuff for I don't know how long. And you got to realize that costs money. Her dream costs money. It costs a lot of time. You have to put a whole lot of time, effort, and money into trying to obtain that. Especially if you're trying to get a manager and all this other stuff and not just try to do it on your own. Like, I'm just like, girl, do you not understand? You're really trying to act like you don't understand that you are comparing apples and oranges, y'all. I just couldn't. When I saw this, I was like, girl, if you don't go somewhere and sit down, like she really said it like she was saying something. And I'm just like, girl. Your man has been trashed from the day you met him. Kevin ain't fine nowhere, and he ain't never been fine, in my opinion. I've seen pictures of him back in the heyday. Sorry, he wasn't fine then. He ain't fine now. And I'm just saying, y'all was drug addicts together, and y'all was fools together, and you thought that having a baby for him was going to keep him. But as we see, Sharina has one up on you and some more. Even though she a dummy too. I wouldn't want to be with him. I would have that baby. I would have had that baby. If I'm going to be dumb enough to be with him and have a baby, I would have had that baby and be like, all right, bye. Get that money. If you're going to be dumb, get the money and go on about your business. But yeah, that situation was stupid. He had a whole mistress for at least 10 years. Heifer, you ain't got no room to say nothing about nobody. I ain't trying to hear nothing you got to say. But the fact that Tabitha Brown basically clapped back, but didn't cuss her out because that's not the type of person she is. She respectfully told her, this is my business. This is what I plan with my husband. I wish nothing but love for you. You are apparently hurt, and hopefully love finds you. I was just like, Tabitha Brown better set it off. It's crazy because she did not have to cuss her out. She didn't have to get loud. She was the usual Tabitha Brown that the people who live for her see every single day when she uploads. And I really wish Wendy Williams would go somewhere and sit down. Because it's like, girl, were you having a slow day where you didn't have nothing that you could report on and have something to talk about, that you had the audacity to think that you could come at Tabitha Brown? Girl, bye. Anyway, y'all let me know if y'all saw that too. Because I was done. I just saw that video. I was like, of all people, you came at Tabitha Brown, girl, bye. Anyway. Like this video and subscribe to my channel if you have not. Y'all have a good day. I'll see y'all later on. Bye.